Yo, yo, yo. Y'all know what's going on, man. We back with another episode. Rich Mo, Black Ink Radio. I got a special guest in the building. Y'all give it up for Matt Sanchez right now. Y'all come on.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
What's good, brother?
What's going on?
You tell me, man. What's up? You glad to be here?
I'm blessed. I'm to be here.
Make sure you're speaking to the front of that mic right there.
All right.
Oh, there we go. See? All right. What's going on with you, man? Like, what brings you here today?
Yeah, man, we coming down here from New York.
Right.
From BX.
My hometown, BX in the motherfucking building.
All right. Give us a bomb for that.
Yeah, feel me? Yeah.
Yeah. We out here just promoting music, just connecting with all the creators down here. Got some dope people in the room.
Okay.
Nod.
Right. All right. So, what part of New York you from?
I'm from the Bronx.
Oh, you from the BX like me? You get another one. You feel
From
me?
the X.
From the X.
Bro, they can do that.
Yeah. Right. What part of the X you from?
Sound me.
Oh, Soundview, yeah. Oh, you from the right part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from the North Bronx. You know what Fridays, you feel me? Shout out to my people.
Okay.
You feel me?
Family out there.
Okay. I got family in South Bronx too.
Yeah.
I used to live over there, 169 and B Road. That's South Bronx, but they ain't quite Soundview. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't quite Soundview.
Right. All right, so how long you been doing music, man? How long?
Yeah, I've been doing music for a year now, professionally.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay. What inspired you to start doing music?
Yeah, so I started doing poetry first. I started doing spoken word in 2017 with an organization called Urban Word NYC. Mm-hmm. It's a nonprofit poetry organization run by youth.
Right.
And I literally saw this guy on YouTube just perform a poem, and I was just like moved by it.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to know how he was able to articulate himself like that. And so I started looking it up, spoken word poetry on YouTube, and I'm looking at all these things, and then the ad comes up with Urban Word, and I go visit them. And they welcome me with open arms. Chanel Gabriel, she's the deputy director for them over there, and she basically just gave me encouragement. She encouraged me to learn about poetry, and as I kept on doing it from 2017, 2018, 2019, performing at different venues, doing all these things, eventually this kid came up to me after a performance, and he was like, "Yo, like you should start rapping." I'm like, "What you mean? Like, what you talking about rapping?"
Right, like I just did poetry.
I just write, you know. But I took his advice. And I started making music, and just started throwing it up on my page, and all that eventually led up to where we are now.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Shit, I like that. So would you say that your music is something like your poetry? Like, is it along the same lines, or you just took a whole different route with the poetry?
No, absolutely. I think that's the one thing that I'm very grateful for is the fact that I started with writing first.
Right.
Because, when let's take a couple steps back. 2017, I was very insecure. There was a lot of things I was trying to grow through. There was a lot of, things that I went through as a kid that I wanted to deal with, but I didn't necessarily know how to deal with it.
Right.
And writing was that outlet. So most of the poetry that I was writing was very deep.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, therapeutic. It was in a way of me trying to become the person that I am now. And my music takes on that same light. I've got 3 singles out right now. Tonight, You Were Mine and Too Young. And tonight is very special to me because it speaks about self-love and trying to navigate these feelings, these real feelings that we deal with on a daily basis. And You Were Mine speaks about a relationship that I had gone through. And then Too Young also speaks on a relationship that I had gone through that didn't really end well. And I try to make sure that the music that I write not only, is good and it's dope and you can rock with it, but there's actually a real message behind it if you read the lyrics.
I mean, that's good because, I do music as well, like I told you, the world knows that. But I always felt like the music that I did that came from the heart, where I wasn't really trying to create. Mm-hmm. I was just, as my cousin says, painting.
Right.
Just letting the brush hit the canvas. That's the music that I got the best results from. People could relate to more. You know what I'm saying? So it's really good and refreshing to hear that you allow, you come from the heart. Like, you basically, make sure it has a message because it's a message that you could and would have received and it would help you. So basically now you helping somebody else. And a lot of people don't do that. So, I commend you on that one, brother. You feel me? That alone makes me feel like you're a dope artist. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard the music yet. You feel me? But we about to get into that in a minute. But before we do, we're gonna continue on for a second. I just want to know, is there any artist that's big inspiration, or did your inspiration, as far as other people, come more from poetry?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I did have a few favorite artists at the time. I was listening to Lauryn Hill. I was listening to Burna Boy. I was listening to Drake. I was really just consuming any type of music that I could get my hands on. Billie Eilish, Khalid, Shawn Mendes,
Right.
To even rock and roll. I was listening to it at the time. And in terms of poetry, there's a poet named Christine Valentine.
Right.
She's a new to poet laureate. She's one of the highest distinctions you can get in poetry.
Okay.
You basically have to beat a bunch of people nationally, which is not an easy thing. There's a lot of amazing poets out there.
Hell yeah.
And so she actually helped me through that process when I was with Urban Word. 2017, I performed in this big poetry competition called Urban Word, the 2017 Urban Word Poetry Slam.
Right.
And basically, it was 300 kids that performed from every borough: Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan.
Wow.
And you basically had to get to the finals, which is at the Apollo, Apollo Theater. And a lot of people know about that place.
Of course, the Apollo's world famous.
World famous.
It ain't just for us; it's world famous.
World famous. And the finals was there, and in order to make the team and win the finals, you have to make the top 5. I ended up making top 6.
Wow, that's crazy right there.
Yeah.
Top 6 out of 400 people.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, but the thing that encouraged me afterwards was I lost and I was devastated. I was destroyed.
One person away.
Exactly, because the poem that I have wrote it's a poem called America. And at that time there was a lot going on. There was Trayvon Martin that passed. There was Eric Gardner that passed. There was so many things that were happening, and that poem was so important to me, and I lost. And I was really going to give up. I was going to stop doing poetry. Everything that I was doing was leading up to this one day, and then I didn't do what I wanted to do. And so I walked up the stage, and Christine pulled me to the side, and she's like, "Don't stop." She's like, "I saw that."
She saw it. I was about to say she saw it.
She said she saw that look on my face, and I admire her. This is something that I look up to as well.
Yeah, shout out to her. Let's give her some love, man.
Christine Valentine.
Yeah.
But she gave me the encouragement that I needed, and from then on, it was just like, okay, cool.
Right.
And the poet laureate says, keep going, I'm going to keep going.
Right, yeah. Right, I can't snap like that, but I will be with you on that. I can never snap with you. So you ended up performing at the Apollo, right?
Yeah, I performed America. I could do that piece too if you want to hear it.
I mean, I definitely would like to. Yeah, you want to do it?
I could do it.
Do it.
All right. Yeah. I've always wondered why as a nation we tend to remember and then forget. 400 years of oppression, not understanding what that represents, and you judged us based off our color. The pigmentation of my brothers, you enslaved us with your weapons and locked us up with no hesitation, but yet you pretend as if you built this nation. Making funny presentations of us. William H. West, please look him up. Of the people you tried to take away, annihilation. Profiling us and judging us because, well, we've developed intelligence, and I've always wondered what sort of fuss. Your cops, the people that swear they protect us, have been shooting and killing us, pulling triggers and filling us with bullets that have triggered us to start movements like Black Lives Matter, which makes you feel inferior to the hope in us. So please tell me, America, why are you afraid of us? And let me guess you're going to say, well, due to your recent crime and inhumane behavior over history, your unlawful destructive nature, the sagging of your pants and insulting language, we've had no choice but to shoot you and lock you up. To eventually no longer be a part of our nation, but we are people and we are humans. You degrade us with your words, you bash us with your hands, you say that slavery is over, but when you say pull over, we're supposed to listen. I want you to watch as I twist this. You killed us with your hands and you hung us from stands. You put fear into every man. You had little children fearing you. You hindered them from success, took away their very rights to be a free man, a free woman, but yet your Constitution says that we are equal. Evidently, over history, our color made us lesser to you and your people, and I hope that one day we can forgive you. Because you have taken lives from our mothers to let them feel as if they have just been robbed, but what you forget is you or no God. You are not our maker. And I won't stay silent and stand witness to this hatred. The word you created, emancipation, defined as the freeing of someone from slavery. But to this day, it seems to me the way you enslave my people in your enslavement creation, you call a jail system. You clip us with hollow tips, pick us off as if we are on a body list. America, you bleed, but so do we. You got real fears, but so do we. Mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, and so do we. So please tell me, what makes you better? How do you find land that was never lost and try and gather it together? And let me guess if I say this to your cops. They gonna shoot me in my chest and Trayvon Martin me to my death, or they just gonna choke me out and Eric Gardner me to my rest. And if you say something to my face, I won't be the Budokan. I'll just exercise my First Amendment. And if you try to arrest me because I don't look like your kind, well, I guess I'll exercise my Fifth Amendment. A Fifth Amendment because as much as I hate to say it, this is America.
I like that. There you go, you feel me? And let me ask you a question, right? When you did that in the contest, do you feel like you performed it with as much confidence as you did just now?
Oh, I gave it everything.
Gave it everything?
I gave it everything. And they loved it. The whole
yeah,
crowd loved
because
it.
I like your delivery. You know what I'm saying? You deliver it as if, you know, with the confidence of a Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that. You know what I mean? I felt every word. It wasn't just like, some people say music, they perform songs. Some people will perform, you know, poetry, and it sounds really good. But you can't look at them and feel every word or feel everything that they're saying. There's points where you said certain things where I seen the sadness. There's points where I seen the fierceness. There's points where I seen like the, you know, the strong. Like, we gotta do. And, you know, it's great that you deliver it like that. So I just want to show you a little more love real quick. You know what I'm saying, brother? I mean, you know, the talent always come from the Bronx. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on here. Shout out to all the other boroughs, but you know, we with it.
Yeah, we with it.
You know what I'm saying? All right, now, so Lauryn Hill, you mentioned a bunch of artists that actually tap in with their emotions. You feel what I'm saying? And that's good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you definitely, you know, even with that poem, I feel like you definitely along the lines of those people. And I can see you being great. I definitely want to get into some music because now you got me intrigued to wanting to know what's going on here. You feel me?
Yeah.
So what we gonna do is which one you wanted to go with first?
Let's go with Tonight.
You said Tonight, right?
Tonight is that night.
Because tonight is that night. I like that. See, I like this guy. Who brought him here? All right, hold on. I'm gonna let you introduce Tonight in a hot second.
All right.
Matter of fact, do it right now. Let's go.
All right. Hey, what's going on? This is Matt Sanchez. You about to tune into my song Tonight. Check it.
Let's go. Tonight, y'all.
Stopping, even if we want it. 2 nights tonight, we're gonna party until the morning, till the crack of dawning. 2 nights tonight, take your problems and get them over. No more worry, no more worry. Tonight, throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is tonight. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is your night. Everyone is out here searching for a way to stop their hurting. their own burdens that are weighing on their conscience. So let the music heal your soul. Let it change you, let it make you till you bad enough. Let the music heal your soul. Let it change you, let it make you till you bad enough. Till you bad enough. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is the night. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is your night. Tonight, I've had enough. Tonight's the night where I take control and think about my own. No more waiting for someone else to come and love me, come and give me everything I've ever wanted. Tonight's the night I start to live for me and no one else. So let the music heal your soul. Let it change you, let it make you till you bad enough. Till you bad enough. Let the music heal your soul. Let it change you, let it make you till you bad enough. Till you bad enough. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is the night. Throw your hands in the air, wave them like you don't care. Live your life with no fear, 'cause tonight is your night.
I like that.
I like that, brother. You got some good music, you hear me?
Thank you.
Let me get you on mute, my fault. You heard?
Yes, sir.
Man, listen, that's that. See, you know, that's what we call world music. You know what world music is, right? That's when everybody will be able to relate to it.
Yeah.
The world. You get what I'm saying? And not just our people. And I like that. And it's motivational. You feel me? Tonight is the night. And it's a beautiful video. You feel me? That's a real motherfucker. Yeah, shout out there. Let's shout them out.
Squad.
That was a real video. You know, niggas be in the hood, be 20 niggas behind them, and then the niggas would have been like this, tonight is the night, with a bottle of Henny, you know what I'm saying, with a couple of hood chicks. Nah, you did that right, bro. I really like that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, you know, I try to tell people the truth, because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, what's my opinion if it ain't real, if it don't come from the heart? You know what I'm saying? That shit was dope. I really like that. You feel me? Nigga said tonight is the night, and that beat was like, it was almost like like I said, the reason why I said world music, that was almost like a Afro, you know, almost soca Afro. I don't know which one it was, Afro beat or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The guy that actually created the beat, his name is DJ Keezy. He's from Bermuda.
Oh,
you know?
see what I'm saying?
It's that vibe, you know, Afro beat.
You went to the right place for that one. That shit was tight. I like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, so what gave you the inspiration for that?
Yeah, man. You know, so it's been a year.
You know, there's a lot of things that led up to just the creation of the song, right?
Right.
So I met my team, Cash Productions, about a year ago.
Shout out to them.
And that was made possible through my manager, David Capers. And me and David, we had a relationship before music. I played basketball, and basketball was always a passion of mine. And basically, we would train every day.
You was doing it all, huh?
Yeah, I was doing it all, man.
That's not you skipping through shit like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
All right, but continue.
But yeah, basketball was a love of mine, and you know, I didn't have a father growing up, and David became that father figure for me. You know, it was I had a few men in my life that invested into me, but you know, this relationship was a lot different than those other men, and eventually he noticed that I was doing music, and I was throwing it on my page, and I wrote a song called 3 of Me, which speaks about 3 personalities that I feel like I have.
Right.
You know, the person that I have to be and the persona I have to have in the hood in order to make sure that I'm good, and the child that I never got to be, and then the person that I am.
Right.
You know, and he was really interested in that song and loved it, and eventually I kept writing and a lot more, and then I wrote a song called Too Young, which is the one that is out now.
Yeah.
And eventually he gave that song to Cash, and Cash was like, okay, cool, like, you know, let's talk,
Yeah.
let's see. And you know, there were a lot of meetings, a lot of talks, but eventually it came down to this one question, and Cash asked me, do you want to make music for your neighborhood, or do you want to make music for the world?
Oh,
And up until that point, no one had ever asked me that question.
that's a great question.
It's a great question, and a question that definitely started, you know, the movement to where we are now. And
Well, when he said that, what did it mean to you? What did it strike in you? Because I mean, a lot of these artists do still make music for their hood.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it got them where they at. But what did that question do for you?
Yeah. For me in that moment, I just answered yes. You know, because I understood what could happen.
Right.
You know, after meeting Cash and being in that same space and just all of us all being together, I understood, you know,
The bigger picture.
yeah, the bigger picture of it.
Correct.
You know, the impact of that question didn't really hit me until I got to see the world. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
see how Barcelona and France that we eventually got to go to, how they were reacting to the music.
Nice.
It brought everything back together. It made sense.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I could see that in the stadium somewhere.
Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've actually gotten to do some pretty dope things so far. You know, like again, we were in Barcelona in France. I've also gotten to perform in Harlem for a Juneteenth festival.
Nice.
Before that, during COVID, we were even doing Zoom interviews with a bunch of high schools and elementary schools and a school in Long Island, school in Harlem Children's Zone.
That's fire.
And basically just using my story to kind of motivate other kids.
Yeah.
And those encounters with these children actually turned out to be real relationships that I have now. You know, I've helped them through some things that they've had to go through, and
So you doing some mentorships?
yeah, absolutely. This is bigger than music. You know.
Yeah, I see.
This is way bigger than music. You know, even with the poetry and through everything that I've done, like, you know, it's not just been music. I'm a poet. I'm a model. I'm an actor. I've gotten to be on campaigns with Nike, Under Armour, Foot Locker, Adidas. And through all these things, when I first got that first campaign, I realized the impact that it had on the people around me. You know, I had my friends going to the city to go see the billboard.
Well, okay. You skipping steps. You can't just say that. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Right. Let me get some context.
Yeah, let them know what your first campaign was.
Yeah, let's get some context. So
Yeah.
my first campaign ever was a Nike campaign.
Right.
It was when Nike changed from just do it to sports changes everything. And this is when they had, you know, Serena Williams, LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick as the face.
The faces, right?
And they wanted to create a campaign that was real and that was authentic.
Right.
So they didn't just want models; they wanted models that could actually play the sport.
Right.
And at that time, my mentor Jameson Green, he's working at Nike. He's working for Foot Locker now, and he basically was just like, "Yo, bro, like I know you want to model. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put your name on the list. Let's see what happens."
Right.
A week goes by. He calls me up. He's like, "Yo, bro, you made top 10." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like
Top 10 with Nike. That means it was millions of people.
top 10,
Millions
right?
of people vying for this. You top 10. Let's go. Let's keep this going.
And the thing to understand too is that I didn't have a headshot. I didn't have no prior experience. I had never done a photo shoot
So they
before
just see
that.
a regular picture of you.
He just showed them my Instagram.
Oh,
He
shit.
just showed them my Instagram, and I sent a few videos of me, you know, doing drills.
They felt the vibe. Yeah.
Exactly,
It's a vibe.
exactly.
It's different.
Mm-hmm.
A headshot can't give you a vibe, but go ahead, continue.
Right. And so 2 more weeks went by. He's like, "You're top 5." Another week goes by. On a Friday, I get a call from a woman named Rebecca.
Shout out
She's
to
like,
Rebecca.
"Hey, is this Matt?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is me." She's like, "Oh, hey, this is Rebecca from Nike. We're wondering if, you know, you'd be open to working with us for the campaign." I hang up the phone.
Nigga banged it on.
I banged it on it, right? I call up Jamerson. I'm like, yo, bro, like, this is a joke,
yeah,
right?
why you playing?
This is not happening. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, Rebecca just called me. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, so when you leaving? I'm like, I hung up on her. He's like, you hung up?
Yeah, you tripping.
You hung up on the producer of the campaign?
I gotta give you one of those.
Yeah, give me one of those. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, when he responded like that, I knew it was real.
Right.
So I call her back and I'm like, hey, like, I'm so sorry. This is a little hard to believe.
Thought it was a joke.
You know? And she's like, no, like, this is serious. Like, this is what we want from you. This is what we're offering. This is what you're gonna get paid. This is what's gonna happen.
A Nike check. Let's talk
about it. A Nike check.
Right,
so I said yes, you know, and I hung up the phone. At the time I went to my mom and I'm like, Mom, like, I'm a model for Nike. You know, and that was an amazing experience.
And what did the campaign end up being again?
The campaign ended up being 8 billboards in New York City.
Where at?
In Soho, in Tribeca, in Times Square, and
my nigga was
34th Street.
34th Street, Times Square. Those is prime locations, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to congratulate you like I was there. I wasn't. But it feels like it just happened. So congratulations. That's fire.
You feel what I'm saying? That's fire. So yeah, that's dope, man.
But the hope through all of this, right, is that all these things that I'm doing inspires people that look like me.
Right.
You know? Because I didn't have that. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have any men in my family that were positive examples. I didn't have people in my neighborhood that were positive examples. The only example I had is what not to do, what not to be.
But not to be correct.
And so,
and I'm glad you took it that way because when all you have is those examples, a lot of people take those as the examples as what to be.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that you actually looked at it in a way where it's like, this is not what I want to be. You know, because, I know growing up for me, I might have been one of those bad examples. And I hope to God there's a bunch of kids that say, I don't want to be like him. And is looking at it now like, okay, I like that. So I do appreciate you looking at it from that standpoint and not following other people's footsteps because you probably wouldn't even be here right now.
Yeah.
And that's real talk.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bomb for that. So that's good. You're doing the mentorships. I like that. You're giving back to the kids. And you're doing it from a good space. Because I do a lot of what do they call it, philanthropy. Yeah. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Because I've given back. I've given.
You want your Rihanna stuff?
Come on. I've given back to the homeless in over 30 cities in this country.
Love.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've been traveling. On behalf of Black Ink, but not. It's out of my pocket. It's not. You know what I'm saying? To actually give back to these different cities and. Allow give stuff to the homeless because the homeless problem out here in this country is ridiculous, and it's the worst it's the worst in the biggest cities. You feel what I'm saying? So it definitely shouldn't. So you're a model as well now. So we have poet, right? We have artist, philanthropist, mentor, and then we have a model. We doing a lot here.
And an actor.
And I see now we bringing another aspect, actor. Talk about it. How's acting going?
Yeah, so acting right now is just auditions. Because I'm sure if anybody else is listening to this and you do self-tape auditions, it is not easy to land a role. There's a lot of people that are looking for the same exact role. And a lot of times it's not really in your control. It's what the producers are looking for. But I've gotten to do self-tapes where producers had asked me to for, what's the show? The football show on Netflix, American. All American.
All American. That's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah. I got to do the self-tape for the character that comes in the second season of baseball.
All right.
Yeah.
My dude Pimpin' Ken, you know who Pimpin' Ken is, right? One of his sons is on that show.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was his son.
Yeah.
That's my dude though. But
You good, King. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of self-tape auditions. I'm signed to Metro Talent out in California for acting under Harold Mendez, and I really appreciate that, man, because I did this promotion thing for this platform that's for actors, and I filled it out. And a week after that, Harold had DM'd me. He DM'd me and was like, "Yo, bro, you're talented. Do you
you want to act? Like, is that something you want to do? And I was like, yeah, like I'm open to it, you know. And he literally flew from California to New York just to meet me, and then left. Went back to California,
That's
back
crazy.
to his business, and
That means a lot.
it means so much. It means so much to me that he did that. You know, he came out and we met at a cafe in the city, and we got food, and we sat in his car and we're just talking. You know, he's just asking questions about who I was and what I want to do with acting, and you know, he took a chance on me, and for a while I was doing it. You know, I was doing the self-tape auditions, but you know, music is the focus right now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Music, acting, all that stuff. Atlanta, bro. I know dudes who's tried out as extras out here, because you know most everything being filmed here because of the tax breaks. At this point, like they're not even filming a lot of things in Hollywood no more, unless it's big studios. The people that got their own studios, like Universal, shit like that. But most people is filming out here, like all of the good movies, and a lot of my friends do they do the extra work. They pay them like $150 a day. You know, it's cool money. But most of them have landed leading roles just by being there for those and being in Atlanta. So I'm telling you, you might want to visit here a little more. You feel me?
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, and if you got that aura that you got, they're gonna see you. Because my one dude, you know, shout out to Elijah Lamar. He's on the BMF series. So he started out as just a guy that's supposed to be smoking a cigarette in front of the hospital when he went to the hospital. And then the person, you know, looked at him and took a liking to him and his attitude, and now he became a part of the 12th Street Boys. So they easily bump you up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you, this is a nice place to be as far as that.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely. A lot of times, something that I've learned through this music thing with my team is that a lot of it is you just showing up.
That's
You
it.
know, you
That's
just
half.
show up.
That's half the battle.
Right.
Do you have a list of artists or artists that you would like to work with? Who's your dream, you know, collaboration, and or have you worked with somebody that you really like working with? Yeah. And that don't have to be somebody I know. It could be a friend or, you know, who's your favorite person to work with, and or who's your dream collaboration?
Yeah. So the first two people that I think of off the bat is my friend Jaden 4L, and then David 4L.
Okay.
That's their names. That's their tags. If you want to check out their music, David 4L.
Where they from?
We're from Bronx.
Nice. BX in the building. Let's do it again.
Bronx,
Okay.
Dope, their family. But artists that I want to work with, Billie Eilish, Khalid. I would love to work one day with Drake. You know, even if it's not on the track, just to understand how he, you know, makes his music.
Right.
You know, with his boy should be. Who else? I would love to make a song with Party Next Door, Kevin Roy.
Right.
I would love to just be in the same space as Lil Baby.
Oh, love, yeah.
You know, I read a bunch of his lyrics, and I'm just moved by the fact that he's able to make tracks that are just hits. But if you actually read what he's saying, like, it's like, what? Like,
bro, and the way
you know what I mean?
and the way these niggas recording nowadays, like him and certain people,
They
bro,
just go in the
they
studio,
just go in the studio and just start talking.
Like, I'm gonna learn from people like that.
Bro, I had this young dude. Shout out to Cali Cocaine. He's a dude from Cali, obviously. He came out here and I interviewed him, and then that was my first time really meeting him during the interview. And then he was like, "Man, call me the Akon crib." Okay, shit, I'll come. I ain't gonna lie. The first time, to be honest with you, the first time I said yeah, but I didn't go. But one of my tattoo artists went. Yeah. They said, "Man, he showed love, man. He introduced me to everybody in the room." I said, "Okay." So I would go again if he asked again. He called me the next day. "Bro, you ain't come, man. Come through." So I went through that night. And the way this nigga records, bro, and it's like a lot of these, you know, it's a house full of studios.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's like you go in, it's like house, big house in the middle, and it was music coming out of there. I wonder if that was Akon, but it's houses all around it, and then it's a big one in the middle. The nigga he's in there and it's just like the beat playing. He say 2 or 3 lines. He's like, "Let me hear it." And I play it. As soon as they get to the end of the 2 or 3 lines, he say something else. Nah, bring it back. He say something totally different from what he said. I mean, one direction, then that direction, then this direction. Keep it. Don't even listen to the whole thing. Oh, let me hear that part. Just play it again. Go to that direction. It's like I'm like, man, that shit don't even make sense.
Yeah, it seems out of control.
Hey, when they played the whole verse, I said, get the fuck out. I said, you serious? Like, it really, it was. And it's like, I commend these young dudes because it sounds like they ain't saying shit, but they are saying something. But at the end of the day, like, I'm a writer. I need to sit down and write that shit because my message is all the way through. You know what I'm saying? And I see that you are the same way. You feel me? I can't go in there and just give you whatever the fuck I'm thinking at the moment. You feel me? My message is all the way through. So, I don't know. Maybe one day I can get like that, but I don't want to. I like what I do. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, and in the studio, how do you do? Like, do you like to write it ahead of time?
Yes.
And then go in and just lay it, right?
Yeah.
That's how I do.
As you're saying, like, we're writers, we like to plan things out.
Facts.
We may need to change something.
Facts.
Even thinking about tonight, the song, I was initially writing as a rap. And I got on the mic and I started doing it. And then, it was time to start recording. And then my team looked at me and I was like, what y'all thinking? And they were just like, nah, that's not it.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean that? And I think this is it.
Right.
And Cash, he encouraged me. He's like, you ever thought about singing? I was like,
right. Hey, what you talking about?
What you talking about? Like,
you feel me?
You
trying to gyro me?
Yeah. So I was stuck. And to be honest, like, I wasn't vibing with it.
Right.
I wasn't vibing at the time. I had pride and, I also didn't have that before. I didn't have anyone give me constructive criticism. And so eventually my manager's like, yo, remember the question.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just do it, see what happens.
Right. You want to do it for your niggas or for the world?
Yeah.
I remember.
And I did it reluctantly, but after I did it and took a step back,
you liked it.
It was like, oh, okay,
that's dope. Dope. All right, so look, I want to ask you a few questions because we basically, we got it all out. Mm-hmm. We got poet. Yeah. We got mentor. Mm-hmm. We got rapper. We got actor. We got model.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? And rapper turned singer. We got a whole bunch of shit going on. All right, so now for the ladies.
For the ladies.
Is Matt Sanchez single?
Matt Sanchez is single.
Very single?
He's very single.
Ladies, you hear that? I listen, my viewers, I got a lot of girls that ride around listening to the app. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So they be wanting to know.
Slide the DM, okay?
Yes, hey, we gonna let them know where to go. You feel what I'm saying? We gonna let them know where to go at the end. Slide the DMs. He's very single.
Very single. All
right, so look, I like to play a little game. You can answer these questions.
Okay.
There is no in the middle.
Okay.
It's either left or right. You gotta choose. It doesn't mean you won't do the other one. Okay. It just means this is, if you had to choose, if you had no choice, this would be your preference. You know what I'm saying? All right, so when it comes to the ladies, let's go. Short or tall? Short. Slim or thick? There you go. This is not, I don't mess with the other one. This is just if I had to. No choice. Slim. Okay. Short, tall, slim, or thick. Street smart or book smart?
Book smart.
Book smart. Tatted or not tatted?
Tatted.
Hood. Because you can be book smart and be hood. Uh-huh. You like them hood or you like them like, privileged, conservative, bougie or hood? Conservative.
Because I need to know, like, your mom.
Yeah, you don't want to
be outside.
Yeah.
Outside?
Yeah.
No.
She said we outside, nigga. Right. Are you looking for a relationship? So relationship or single? Which one do you rather?
Listen, man, like, I'm just living life. You feel me? Like, I'm just living life.
One or the other. You remember the rules.
All right. That's a question. Single or relationship?
Yes. Single. You heard it here, ladies. Now, it doesn't mean that you wouldn't deal with the other one.
Exactly.
It just means that if you had a choice, and honestly, like you said, dealing with your music and dealing with what you're dealing with, right now, single is just the best option.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing. I mean, somebody might change their mind tomorrow.
Yeah.
You feel me? All right, so I want you to introduce this next joint that we got on your end.
Yeah. You Are Mine.
This is You Are Mine by SANCHEZ. I like to do shit like that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want. Am I really what you need? You say I'm on your mind, but you never come and see me. So tell me, do you want me? Or is this just a game? You wake up in my bed every morning, but things don't feel the same. I remember you, to me you can never be away from me, but here we are, going back and forth about who was wrong. You didn't want me from the start. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were. You had me thinking you were. You had me thinking you were mine. You said I was wrong. How could you do me so wrong? Like I was nothing to you. You got me wanting to rewind time. I don't need you. I know you don't need me. You hurting me, free me. Now I can go and do me, baby.
Knew it, nigga, who this? You ain't think that I could do it. Now I do it. Now you thinking that I owe you. Girl, you won't lose. You must be dumb thinking I still want you. I got it on my own, nigga. I don't owe niggas. Now I'm wearing Louis Vuitton with Tommy Hilfiger. Now I got born made in a big name. Crazy how they didn't know me. Now they love me.
I remember you, to me you can never be away from me, but here we are, going back and forth about who was wrong. You didn't want me from the start. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were. You had me thinking you were. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were mine. You had me thinking you were. You had me thinking you were. You had me thinking you were mine.
Yeah, dope.
Brother, dope. Listen, man, I don't know where you shooting these movies at. I don't know where you shooting these movies at, but these videos are phenomenal. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really like the videos. I like the concepts. And then now listening to that joint, after you saying like, you know, you wasn't singing before, you know, kind of rapping. You can sing a little, so you can sing. You can sound good.
A little something.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to do a little more research. But no, from what I heard, it sounds good, brother. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know, you sound like a singer, you know what I'm saying? More than, you know what I'm saying, like rapping, to be honest. And the singing sounds real good. The rapping sounds good too, but shit, I like that. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I like that, you know?
Yeah, big shout out to Jesus R. He's the director for the music video for You Were Mine.
Yeah, where'd you find that Spanish Alicia Keys at?
Noella Diaz.
Shout out to her.
Noella.
Noella who?
Noella Diaz.
I'm about to Google her. I'm in her inbox tomorrow. Fuck that tonight. Noella Diaz.
Yeah,
she's
French.
She's French.
Yeah.
Parlez-vous français? Oui. No, I don't actually, but I know we. What could we do tonight? You feel me? That's all I know. You feel me? All right, brother, man. It's been real. Let them know where they can find you, man. You know what I'm saying? Just give them a rundown of everything that's going on, where they can find you. And I also would like you to give a little advice before you do where you can find you. Just give a little advice to anybody else that's trying to do music, trying to do what they got to do, and let them know, you know, that feeling of giving up that you felt. Just give them a little advice on how to conquer that and what to do to want to move and push forward.
Yeah, I think the first part is just be open to change, right? Be open to change, be open to being told that you don't know it all, be open to someone else correcting your work without you internalizing that person correcting you. Be someone who is similar to the person that Bruce Lee would speak about, right? Flow like water, he says. Nice. If water enters a cup, it becomes the cup. If it enters a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Be someone who is never willing to not grow, right? Always be willing to grow, always be willing to connect. And then just understand who you are and what you want to do, right? Understand what that is to the T, you know, down to what you wear, your brand, to what you say, to how you carry what you say, and then just have fun. Have fun. Don't take yourself too serious. Know when to be serious and know when, you know, to just, you know, not dim your light, but, you know, don't be hesitant to let someone else shine, because you know, you'll find that when you do let other people shine and the intention is, let me get to know this person, you're gonna create a beautiful friendship from that. You know, when you're coming to someone and you're bringing value to them instead of just taking from people that you want to connect with. Yeah, I think if you follow those things, you'll be all right.
Dope. I like that. Great advice. I like this young man, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, let them know where they can find you and everything. And
Yeah. So my name is Matt Sanchez. You can follow me on Instagram at _MattSanchezMusic. Music. You can also follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. It helps.
It does.
Subscribe to the channel, Matt Sanchez. If you type in Matt Sanchez tonight, it'll take you straight to the channel. And I also have a show coming up this Saturday. You feel me? It's on my Instagram. It's that newest post. So go check it out. If you ain't doing nothing on Saturday and you in Atlanta, please come through. We're going to be there with Tory Lanez performing and doing our thing alongside.
Hold on. So you're going to be at Vivid?
Yeah.
I'm at Vivid too.
We inside.
I'm at Vivid on Saturday, yeah.
We inside.
I'm a part of that, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be out there with the team. We're going to be out there with Lucky Banks.
Shout out to Lennox. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're going to be out there with Lucky Banks, Coda, and Hype Girl. All dancers from the Bronx doing their thing and absolutely killing it. And so,
are they dancers?
Yeah, they're all dancers.
I love dancers. I can't wait for this. And they from the Bronx.
Absolutely.
Get joints?
You got to see my boy.
I'm going to be there already.
Okay.
I'm at a Black Ink Band and we're going to be in there.
You know? Be in there.
Yeah, we in there, bro. Alright, so I want to thank you for coming one more time.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, y'all follow him. Make sure y'all follow Black Ink Radio. Make sure you download that app. Make sure you go to YouTube, like and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And just keep supporting any and everybody I bring on here and keep supporting us. You know what I mean? See you later, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Black Ink Radio.